Hi, George here. And this week's sponsor is Aiarty, who have just released version 3 of their great AI-based video upscaling tool, the Aiarty Video Enhancer. I did a complete look at this program back in September, and if you want to check out that video, you'll find a link for that in the description. But today, I want to show you the new and improved features here in the new version 3 of this great program. But first, I want to mention one of the main reasons to use the Aiarty Video Enhancer, namely that it is a pay-once program, not a subscription like all those online options. Plus, the Video Enhancer is constantly being updated, so it won't be going out of date as new technologies come along. And speaking of online, the Aiarty Video Enhancer runs completely on your computer. You don't need to upload to an online server, so this is perfect for businesses who don't want their videos uploaded online. And before we move into the demonstrations, I just wanted to mention that Aiarty is currently having a holiday promotion with a great discount. Plus, you can also try that program for free. I'll put a link for that in the description. Go ahead and check that out. Now with the new version 3, Aiarty has expanded the functionality of this program with the addition of conversion from SDR to HDR 10-bit quality, a new step mode for higher visual quality yet lower VRAM usage, and a new slider control to fine-tune the AI enhancement to just the amount that you want. Okay, let's go ahead and see how this works with real live examples. Let's start off by taking a quick look over here, right-hand side. At the very top up here, we have 3 different models. MO Detail, I consider this more detail, Smooth, and Super Video. The default one is the MO Detail, and this one gives you more details, sharpness, and clarity, color balance. This also is we're going to have Deblur and Denoise. The second option here is Smooth. This will be trying to keep as close as possible to the original, but give you better fidelity and color, and has smoother Deblur and Denoise. And then finally, for super high quality video, we have the Super Video, Super Denoise, and Super Detail. Best quality, but again, this is slow. Now, one issue with any of these, especially the Super Video in here, is that this is running on your own computer. So the better your computer is, the faster the video card is, the more memory you have, the faster this is going to run. Okay, I'll stick down here with the Mo Detail version 3, and let's bring in a new image file in here. I'll click on the import button, left-hand side over there. And for denoise, that's mostly a problem with your lower light level video. So we'll take a look at this one right here. A little bit of a concert video in here. And you see over here, left-hand side, there's a lot of noise in here around this back light. There's some pixelization happening right up along in here. So there are some issues on this. Now, the way that Aiarty works is you need to come in and do a preview first. It's called creating an inference. Fit our video, there we go. So click on preview. And basically what the inference is, it goes through and it does all of the adjustments, but for just one frame. So you're basically previewing what you will be getting with one frame. We can already see the massive increase here in quality, but what I really want to talk about in here is the Deblur and Denoise. Let's take a look over here, left-hand side. I'll just zoom in on that light again. And notice how all these problems in here have really been smoothed out around the light. A lot of noise happening in here. That's been smoothed out. So that's our denoise part of this, much better. A bit of noise on the hoodie, that's been cleaned out as well. And then on the deblur, take a look at the edge up here of the hoodie. We have some pixelization happening in here, and that's all been removed over there. So it does a great job. Also see here in the beard looking a lot nicer. The face looks a lot better, much sharper in the face area. Up in the rafters up here, much sharper, much better than we had over there. Let's go down here to the strings, and much sharper along the edges of the base in here. So the blur is now gone along the edge of that base and the body of the base. The blur is pretty well taken care of on the strings as well. So much, much better quality image. Even in the background back here on the drum set, much sharper. So we've taken care of that blur very easily. Now, when you're working with this tool, you may not want to go as far as it normally goes. So you can come in here and you can now adjust the strength. This is one of our new features right here, the strength control. This is a slider. You can actually slide this left and right. And if I do this, if you watch right in here, I'll go to the left with this, I'll go to the right. And you can see how you can come in now and get just the right amount of cleanup on this. Sometimes you don't want to have completely clean, sharp image. You want to have just a little bit of blur so it looks more naturalistic. And to my eye, 0.75% looks really nice in here. You also can hit this refresh button that resets everything to the full strength if you want to. But I would think I would go for about 75 for this particular picture. Now, different pictures will want to have different settings, so that's why this is a manual control. Come in here and adjust it based upon the individual picture and what the needs are. Something else which is new here is the new step mode right here. Choose step mode. This requires a new preview. I'll go ahead and I'll start that. And this improves your image quality and at the same time reduces your VRAM usage. But it'll also slow down the AI inference speed. So it's kind of a trade-off on that, but much more naturalistic looking in here. The new step mode is real nice for giving you improved quality. Definitely worth it. If you're working with a longer clip or a higher resolution clip, or you're doing a higher upscale, we can upscale anything from no upscale up to 4 upscale, or go to a specific setting here, such as 720p or 1080p or 2 or 4K right through here. The higher numbers in here will, of course, take more processing power and more time. And if you are pinched on that a little bit, your processor is not quite up to speed maybe, or using a very large clip, you can come down here and use turbo mode. We'll do a new preview on that one. And this is going to be optimized for speed. You get much faster production speed with just a slight trade-off on the quality. I actually can't see any difference in here. Notice that if I have step mode, it shuts off turbo. If I have turbo, it shuts off step mode. So these are exclusive. Personally, I like the step mode. It takes a little longer, but you get a better quality result. Notice in here you can move these around, and we have 2 different ways of viewing this. This is one way. You can zoom in like this. You can see left and right how that looks. The other way to approach this is up here, and this is a left and right slider control. So right side is your cleaned up version, and left side is the original. So looking again at the bassist in here, especially on the strings right there, as I go back and forth on that, dramatic improvement on those strings. Really does a great job on this. And of course, it's going to be doing this for the whole length of the video. Now, you can control how much of the final output you want to be working with, and that's our slider controls right down here. You can come in here and choose where you want this to start, and also choose where you want this to end. So you have a choice in there, and choose a range that you want to work with, and then just produce that particular range. Or if you want to, you can come in here and find a specific spot that you like right here. Hit that left bracket, that sets the left side, and then come down, find a finishing spot that you like, and hit that right bracket, and there's the finishing spot. Now to produce this, come down here and export current, bottom right-hand corner right there. Or you can add this as a task and do a batch export on multiple tracks. So just go ahead and click on Add Track right down there. So this is now in here as one on a series of exported tracks. Let's grab another video track. And we'll take this one right here, just a skateboarder, a little bit of skateboard park right here. Now all of these clips that I'm using are SD clips. They're fairly low resolution. I grabbed those on purpose, so you can really see the quality that you can get in here with this program. Again, we need to do a preview on this. Now, if you want to, you can auto start the inference. I personally like to just click on the preview as soon as I'm ready. That gives me a chance to come in here and make my adjustments before everything is all set to go. So there is that preview. Let's just skip down a little bit. There we go. Let's re-preview at this position. So here's our after and here's our before. You can especially see it right up in here and on that tree in the background back there. Very nice improvement. Sometimes AI may begin to look a little bit cartoonish, like right now it's a little cartoonish up in here. That's where this new strength control comes in. You just back that off a little bit and you can get rid of that cartoonish look. Again, it doesn't take a whole lot, but I think backing off a little bit is the way to go. And again, I like this new step mode right there, and we'll do a new preview on the step mode. And once you're happy with your settings, just come down here and add task. Now we also can come in and do some editing and color adjustments in here. We can rotate and flip, crop. If our video clip has multiple tracks on that, which you'll sometimes see on DVDs, you get multiple views in your DVDs, you'll see those tracks right down here. This has just the one. If you're working from old style TV VHS, those are going to be interlaced. And you can force a deinterlace on that. Now we'll get rid of some of those odd scan lines you occasionally get on old VHS tapes. We also can come down here and use color controls, temperature and tint, and then a full range of standard controls, exposure, contrast, saturation, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. And then just adjust these the way you want. And notice that you can see the control right there as you're sliding back and forth. So it's very easy to see in real time exactly how this looks. And you can slide back and forth to get just the look that you want. A little brighter shadows in here. There we go. A little more highlights. I think that's nice. Also can control the saturation. A little more saturation will help. This is especially nice on older videos. You'll have a drop off on saturation. So bringing up some saturation and bringing up some contrast usually helps with your older videos. Now, a new feature down here is the HDR. And this will convert your standard SDR video, which would be an 8-bit video, into the higher resolution HDR at 10-bit. And you have 3 models for this: neutral, bright, and graded. Let's go ahead, we'll check out bright, and we'll preview this. There we go. This is going to be upgraded from the SDR that this video is up to the HDR 10-bit format. Let's bring in one more clip in here. We'll use this one. I think I'll come in and let's just adjust our starting position a bit. Maybe I'll come right to here. Let's set that. Up here, here's our jump over the top. That's great. And he places it right there. And we'll come out at that point. And go preview that since that's our finished frame on here. Even though I re-preview it, it still kept these same settings over here, right-hand side, as you can see. And I think those are good. Maybe I'll bring down the strength just a little bit on that, just a touch. And preview that. There we go. I think that's better. And we'll add that in as a task. So I now have 2 versions of this, the full version and an edited version. So you can come in and do different versions if you want to. Left-hand side, you can see your clip over here and the beginning frame. And here's your ending frame. If you want to remove one of these in the task list, all you have to do is scroll over this, and then right here, little X right there, click on that, and that then removes that from your task list. So now we have just these 2 left here in our task list. And you can switch between the videos in your task list very easy. Just click on that line. Here we are back in this one. At this point, let's redo our inference right here. Now this doesn't have an audio track, but if it did, I could come down here and denoise that audio track if I had any noise problems in here. And you have some options to choose from: voice filter and RN noise CPU. But since this is without audio, I will leave that one alone. There we go. And let's see, on this one, I want to upscale this a bit further. And on this one, we're upscaling right now set for ×2. And that's going to be taking us, we look down here at the output. Right now, this is at 640 by 360. And we have this upscaling to 1280 by 720. That's your 720p. Let's say I wanted to take this up to 1080p instead. Just click on the 1080p. Do a new preview on that one. And here's the setting for 1080p. I'll go ahead and put this one back to the 720p. There we go. Now, if you want to export just the one video, just come down here, click on Export Current. If you want to export everything in your list, just click on Batch Export, and make sure you check your export settings. Here we go. We have 3 formats to choose from: MP4, MOV, and AAC. In most cases, MP4 is the one that you want to use. In audio codecs, again, AAC and MP3. I normally go for MP4 and leave everything else at their defaults. That seems to work out just fine. Now, you can export this back to the original folder, or you can use the default output path right here. If you want to change that, just click on this folder icon and navigate to a new folder. I'll go ahead and export to the original folder, and I'll do both of these, and we'll do a batch export. Click on that, and the export starts. You can stop your export at any point. Just click on the stop button right here, and we'll then stop that export. And we'll let this work through, and as soon as that's done, we'll take a look at the exported videos. Now, as your video is being processed, you'll see a process bar right down here at the bottom. You'll see it's running here, left-hand side, status, processing super resolution, and the range here, and the elapsed time right there. So it's pretty easy to see where you are on the export functions right here. And there we go. All 3 clips have been processed now. They took about 20 minutes for these 3 clips. And again, I'm working on the step mode here, which takes a lot longer, but has much better improved image quality. And you can go right to the folder that these are saved in just by clicking on the open button right here. And there is that saved video. Let's come down here, click on the open folder here. I saved these 2 videos back to the default save folder right here. So easy to get back to your videos. Let's take a look at this one here. I'll just double click on this. This is the improved version. It's real nice and clean. Edges are real nice in here. Great little improvement on that. Let's double check this one here. There we go. Again, real nice. We brightened our colors up in here, added some saturation, and that clip looks very, very nice. So as you can see, very easy to use. Now, once you finish with your processing and you're done with everything down here, just click on Clear All. Now, you can keep your video clips over here if you want to redo them again in the future for some reason. You want to change your settings, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can remove those just by clicking that X right there and remove that from your video list. You can have a lot of videos down here if you want to. You can do very large batch exports. So again, our new features in here that I think are great. My favorite here is the new strength adjustment slider control, or you can go up and down from your numbers right here, just step by step. This helps you really fine tune your video output so it's exactly what you want. And I think the step mode also is very, very useful as well. And again, don't forget, we also have the HDR down here, going from standard 8-bit SDR to 10-bit HDR videos as well, if that's what you need to do. And don't forget, right now there is a great discount going on with their holiday promotion. And you also can get a free trial download as well, so you can try it out, see if you like it. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this is my favorite tool for enhancing video. I think it does a wonderful job. I love all the controls. They can fine-tune the effect that you want. I also love how this runs on your computer and not up on an online server where you have no idea what kind of protections you have up there. And I'll put links in the description so you can get to the holiday promotion, and you also can find out more information about this great program. And again, this is the Aiarty Video Enhancer, one of my favorite tools for working with video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and also don't forget to subscribe. I do new videos all the time, and I'll see you next time.